Hi guys, so what I want to talk about today is cell balancing. So the idea behind cell balancing is the fact that each cell in your electric vehicle battery pack have different internal resistance, and some are quicker to charge than the other. And the car is somewhat configured in a way that once one cell gets full, it suddenly shuts down the charging process to avoid thermal runaway. So I'm just going to be breaking down how the electric vehicle does its balancing to make sure its cells are equal and we don't get to have the thermal runaway or overheating and all of that. So there are two ways the car does it. We have active, we have passive balancing. So each method it's effective rather. So I was going to be showing you the major difference. So let's start with the active. The major difference with the active is the fact that active balancing uses some form of inductor, capacitor, or DC-DC converter to kind of balance itself. So let's take for example, this is cell 1. You're looking at the 0, this is 50, and this is 100. So as soon as cell 1 gets to 100, it does what we call transfer of energy to the lowest cell. So the lowest cell gets filled up, does the same thing to like every other thing, gets balanced to a particular level, then it all charges all together. So that makes active balancing really good. The BMS does this, so we don't want to go too deep into what the BMS is and all of that. So for passive balancing, the method is quite different. For passive balancing, okay, we have 100, we have 50, and we have 0. So what happens here is the highest cell, we use what we call a form of resistor, so something like this, to discharge current. So let's say this gets to 100 and this is like 50, 80. So the highest cell is going to discharge itself using a resistor to discharge it and drop to the particular level the lowest cell is at. So that way every other cell gets to fill up all together. So the disadvantage of this is the fact that it generates more heat. So therefore you need a very active cooling system to make sure this works perfectly. So cell balancing, and that's it.